every youngster dream of getting the first stamp, dream of making debut for their respective countries. And when they do get that opportunity, they need to grab it with both hands. Oh, brilliant! The flying Litton Das grabs the beauty.
Outstanding, brilliant. You can use whatever word you like, whatever adjective you'd like to describe that effort from Litton Das. Remember, he's a keeper. He knows how to fly to his right or to his left to stop that ball. This is special. He's not joining the gloves today.
আমার সাইড থেকে আমি কিন্তু জানতে পারি আমি 100% বলে দিয়েছিলাম আমি আমার বাবার বাড়িতে যাই এই পর্যন্ত আমি যাই নাই আমি যাবো না কখনো করবো না আমার বাবা বাবার কিন্তু কিছু করবো না করবো ঠিক আছে তবে এতটুকু শোনেন আমি কি বলি শোনেন এই যে কথাটা বলতেছেন আপনি যে কথাটা বলতেছেন এই কথার মধ্যে একটা
What a catch from Litton Das brings the captain Jason Mohammed to the crease. This being his 29th game. He's been around international cricket for 4 years, near about 4 years. He knows a lot about international cricket, being in the zone. He'll need that.
Have a look at this. This is a stunning catch. It's a little bit wide. Oh, have a look at that. Brilliant. Absolutely stunning. Was going quick to his right. Quick reaction. Very good from Litton Kumar Das.
Quick single. Hey, mention about the reaction of Litton Das. Sometimes you feel that because you're in a keeper position, you have the time, you're watching the ball, getting the release from the bowler onto the pitch, and the batsman playing the stroke or missing the ball. You have a full view of that ball. But when you're standing at gully, then the only thing that you see is your decision, whether you see the batsman or try to follow the ball from the bowler's arm. But what Litton Das has to do, has to keep that eye on that ball the moment it leaves the batsman's bat, which is a very, very quick moment that you have to decide in whether to go at the catch. You have to stop that ball, and the reaction to jump across and make sure it doesn't pop out just makes the effort outstanding. Hear it again. Watch it too. Outside edge. A wonderful catch from Litton Das. Brilliant. 6 overs done. 25 for 2.
Six overs gone, 25 for 2 now. Windies got off to a stuttering start here. Bangladeshi bowling has been decent, particularly from Mustafizur Rahman. The catching by
আপনি
Dijon Kumar, spectacular. Good afternoon, Yan Bashir.
Good afternoon to you, Shamim. Hello to everyone, wherever you are in the world. Early morning in the Caribbean. And for Jason Mohammed, it has to be eyes wide open. Recall to the West Indies team after an absence of a couple of years because of poor form. Leaves them. It's quite an interesting technique. Does he sometimes get himself tied up at the crease, meaning he plays around that front leg. Sometimes that left leg doesn't get a stride, and as that last delivery showed, can be an LBW candidate. Slightly more comfortable. It's that length.
And it's that length that Rubal Hussain needs to. He's been a tad short with most of his deliveries. This pace bowler, you're knowing very well, you hunt in pairs, you've got to ensure that you at least soften up the batsman for your partner at the other end. Just give them the leeway to ease off on the pressure, then it creates some problems. Down into a stroke. Give credit to him. I suppose he just let it go at the last moment. But that is the area. You want to entice the batsman, pitch the ball further up. There's a bit of movement, understandably, with the overcast conditions here. Rubal Hussain has on occasions in the past generated a bit of pace. Tends to bowl within himself these days. Round armish action that he has.
$26 for 2. Tamim Iqbal won the toss, elected to field first under grey skies. Already had an interruption in play. Impressive Mustafizur. He's found a little bit of each way movement, and because of that, 2 slips and the gully. Good single, rotate strike. And to me, the key thing, you talked about slingy actions. Both seam bowlers have slingy actions. Otis Gibson is the new acquisition bowling-wise for Bangladesh. And for me, with Mustafizur, it's the height of the arm, meaning where the left arm is in proximity to the ear, but the wrist position as well. Still slightly laid off on the left compared to Rubal, who's slingy as well, but I think Rubal has a more upright wrist position, just slightly. Brilliantly bowled. But the more Mustafizur can maybe keep the bowling arm release point at its optimum height and keep the wrist strong, not laid off too much with the new ball, you see more deliveries like that.
Yeah, what a delivery it was. He's got very supple wrists. At the last moment, it's very difficult for the batsman to pick it up. He will just adjust it slightly, ever so slightly, to either make the ball cut away, or maybe something that's impressed me, that wicket, he brings the ball back in. Now that's deviating down the leg side, which he hasn't done too often. He's been pretty accurate. His forte is the one to the right-handed batsman that goes away, the off-cutter. But today, he's been struggling to bring the ball back, and that's resulted in one of the wickets.
With the seam position, which is because of that slightly laid off wrist, the seam is not at its highest point as it travels down. But as long as he can subtly control one, the wrist, and the angle of the seam, significant bowler returning to some of his best form.
Yes, it's been a while for him to get back into rhythm, but during the Bangabandhu T20, just got into its own and seemed to be more comfortable coming into bowling exactly what he wants to do. He has brought in a new aspect to his ball. That's why that ball down the leg side. He's just trying to bring it back in, which he hasn't succeeded previously.
James Player of the series in the Batman T20 Cup prior to coming into this ODI series against the West Indies. So that tells you a little bit about his form. Remember those cutters, white ball cricket, various tournaments around the world in years gone by. Then the shoulder injury came.
This year in. Got a, I think, hit got while earlier. Given a leg by. Got a bit of hammy problem. Yeah, that's it. Oh, this does not look too good.
Soft tissue injury is a significant factor for a lot of teams post-pandemic cricket. We saw Sri Lanka topple over in South Africa in that first test match, losing a significant portion of their team. We saw India, a number of their players succumbing to injury, particularly bowlers, but not exclusive.
Players are a bit rusty. Andre McCarthy is 34 years old. I think this is where he picked up the injuries, trying to run fast. And in the process, he seems to be just pulling up as he completed the run. Got a bit problem. Holding his left hamstring muscle. And just hope that the magic spray does his work, and a little bit of physiotherapy on that hamstring. Going back to him, this is a debut, one of the 6 debutants. He's played one T20 international for the West Indies prior to this in Pakistan. Maybe a little out of sorts, not in top-notch cricket, competitive cricket for a while.
Both himself and Jason Mohammed at the crease. Their last competitive game was March 2020. Other members of the tour, Rahman Powell was previously in New Zealand. Da Silva was in England. He was in New Zealand. He played in the CPL last year. So he's had some cricket, as well as Nkrumah Bonner, Kyle Mears as well. Reefer also was in New Zealand. Akeal Hussain last played in Euro CPL back in September. Shamar Holder and Joseph have been on consecutive tours, so quite a few of them have been active. Not McCarthy, not Jason Mohammed.
They'll be hoping that all the time away from competitive cricket does not really hurt them. So they looked at there was a dead ball, just come back in. Something that Mustafizur Rahman, as I mentioned earlier, was striving earlier in his career. Bring the ball back in, just jacking back. And then what a spectacular catch that was. Brought the smile on his face, and why not? Acrobatic take there by Liton Das. Not the idea of the two slips still being persisted with in the 8th over. Tamim Iqbal has not really allowed the batsman to just dictate terms, kept a tight leash on proceedings, and the bowlers are doing well to bowl to their feet. There you go, alongside Mushfiqur, always there to cheer his fellow players, and the gully in place too. Anything cutting away, you better be wary.
Good hand on it, a cover that would have raced away for 4. Karthi manages to get through for a couple. 31 for 2, 8 gone. Jason Mohammed. He didn't look 100% though. He's now acquired a couple of tablets from Keon Harding, one of the reserve players, a young quickie out of Barbados. He got a late call to restore because Romario Shepherd, the seam bowling all-rounder out of Ghana, was afflicted unfortunately with COVID prior to the tour.
There we go again. This is something that Rugal Hussain really needs to avoid. He's got this penchant of bowling short pitch. We can see from his demeanor that he's not too happy with himself. He wants to use one of the two new balls from either end. Try and pitch it up. You've got the little bit of touch of green on the track itself. You've got the perfect overhead conditions to help swing the ball. Why waste it? Fish next to me is every time Rugal Hussain bowls the ball, he's trying to show how he's preparing the combo. He's trying to guide him.
I think he just looks a little bit more upright in his delivery for me compared to years gone by. And that's a good thing. Otis Gibson, even while Otis was coaching the West Indies, whenever the West Indies played Bangladesh, he would remark how much he admires what Rugal Hussain has to offer. Strong, bustling, slingy action. Just looks as though he's standing a bit taller, slightly taller in his action. That's one of the things that can happen when you get over your front leg and release from a high point, that extra bounce. In times past, that left hand, that head would have fallen away significantly. I remember that specifically. It's a lot better now.
He's not getting the type of bounce he's striving for with that backup length delivery. Very good. Once again, it's made batting simpler because it's coming at a comfortable height. The batsman can maneuver the balls and manipulate them, really toppling the batters as such. Nice way that he just dribbled around, roll of the wrist. Rebuilding process for the batters.
For 2, 9 gone. Just joined us. Bangladesh won the toss, elected to field first. But they played at West Indies team, and I don't mean that in any disparaging way. A number of what you would have assumed their first choice players elected not to tour. Only 3 or 4 players from the last ODI the West Indies played in Sri Lanka on this tour. Change in bowling. I'm looking forward to seeing this. Hassan Mahmood comes with a great reputation. Nippy bowler. I know the bowling coaches and coaches generally in the Bangladesh camp have spoken highly of the expectation of it.
He does well. He's got a front on action. He is very economic in his movements. Just the way he runs it, very smooth, very rhythmic. Not the paciest, it's pretty accurate. It has been in the past. The occasion for this young man to have been playing for his country. That's a proud moment when he was handed the cap by the skipper and all his teammates floating there. Very, very proud moment.
Choose ball, an easy 2 you can hear from Jason Mohammed. Could be more than that, in fact. Umpires may want to have another look at this.
It's just being a bit of a teaser, wasn't it? That ball always kept Mahmudullah Riyad in contention. He was chasing after it. The ball kept on speeding away. I think he might have. Now, the second attempt, as he flicks the ball back, and maybe another angle will give us the correct picture. Missed it on the first occasion, trying to flick it back. It's now the second attempt. There, that's important. Right at that point. Feet back up. Ball seems to have deflected away. Goes one. Roger Soil, the third umpire, having a close look at this. Touch and go there. Just at this point in time, we've got to be sure whether knees are not touching those advertising triangles. He wants to give the right decision. Given us runs.
runs taken. I like this action as well because, folks, wherever you're watching from, it's a different in its operation. We talked about Rubel and Mustafizur being slightly slingy, meaning there's a significant gap between the bowling arm and the left ear. In Mustafizur's case, the right ear. In Rubel's case, this is more over the top, maybe slightly inside the highest point. Because of that, you're seeing a little bit of extra bounce, even from a length.
Yeah, as you see him coming in, as you mentioned, it's more perpendicular compared to the other two, and he needs that. Just for the fact that he's not the tallest of bowlers, and he wants to release the ball as much straight up as he can. So he's employed that very well. His release point is pretty standing. He's got a proud seam, just a tad short on that occasion. Even then, enticing the batsman.
10 overs gone, 38 for 2. Two wickets to Mustafizur. Now one of the talking points at the start of this series. It's not the power play, but the bowler. Another change in bowling. The return of Shakib. Last played an ODI at Lords in 2019. His last international outing in T20s and Tests was September 2019, before he was banished for a year. Wicket to wicket at the best of times. Starts right there.
You can depend on Shakib Al Hasan to put it on the money right from the word go. But the ball to watch out from him is the arm ball.
ওই গোল ভাই ও বন্ধ করে দিছে ও ফোন আইছে লাগিয়া
আরে এটা তো আছে
ওই সবটা ওই আটকে গেছে ওই ফোন দেখছতে ওই মের নাম্বার হইছে
হাই কামরুল আরে দাঁড়া বেটা কি শুরু করছে
ওই দেখ
ওই ইকবাল ভাই গোছ করতে গেছে
লাইভ দিতেছে এটা ওই জানে ভিউয়ার্স
বুঝি না আচ্ছা কি এমন লিখে তোরা
ওই তুই দেখছতে না বেটা এটা লাইভে সবাই
পড়ছে স্ক্রিন না তোমার কোন ফোন করতে না লাগে কি কইছে এগুলো আমরা এটা ফোন দিতাম ভাই আইজো ভাই বুঝাই জানতে